Hey guys, how are you doing? Welcome to another Gwent video. So today I want to show you another monster deck with the Dagon leader, so you can expect some weather effects, and that is a deck that is currently highly popular on the ladder and very strong. It's a Triss spawn deck. The original author from the deck was Pumpkin Shit, and I've changed the deck a bit, so I've dropped the fog, for example, used the moon boost now. The basic strategy of your deck is to have a lot of units on the board. So you are using a lot of units that are spawning more units, like the Earth Elemental that is spawning as a Death Wish 2 lesser Earth Elementals. You have the Harpy here that is spawning 2 Harpy eggs, and out of the Harpy eggs you will spawn then 2 Harpies. You have the Foglet that is spawning on the board whenever a fog appears from your deck or out of your graveyard. So you have a lot of units on the board, and to have the most advantage out of that, you're running the Triss Butterfly Gold card. So that is every turn at the start of your turn you will boost all other lowest allies by 1. So then if you have, for example, 5 Foglets on the board, you will boost all Foglets by 1 point. So you're getting 5 additional points each round, which is insane. And you can create even more Foglets because you have the NEKKER warrior here. So with that, you're choosing a bronze ally on the board, and that is normally then the Foglet. That should be the Foglet because that is just spawning again and again. So you could, if you have not a Foglet anymore because your opponent has played the lethal, you could of course pick something else, but normally you should always go for the Foglet. So then you have a lot of units on the board. You will spam those, then buff it with the Triss Butterfly spell, and you also have then some other buffs with the immune boost, for example, that is add 3 armor to 3 adjacent units, and you will boost them by 3, so they're getting stronger even further. Because your opponent is then also seeing some fog on his side of the board, he is getting weaker each turn, while your board is getting stronger and stronger over time. So normally if you have the Triss Butterfly in your hand, you're trying to win the first round and then use the carryover units like the Harpy eggs here or the lesser Earth Elementals. Use them to also have a few points on the second round, and for the last round you will then just try to drop some fogs and get a lot of the Foglets back and maybe just boost them with the Commander Zone or something like that. That is the basic strategy. It's currently very strong and also fun to play, so it is really cool if you have a board of 20 or 30 units, whatever. So you can do that with the deck. You can spawn a lot and then buff everything, have a huge board between 100 and 200 points easily in a game. That is not a problem. Also keep in mind that weather was nerfed recently, so that means your fog effects are not as strong as they used to be, but on the other hand that also means that your anti-weather cards are not that often to be seen anymore. So not many people are running now First Light or more than 1 weather clearer in the deck. That is just giving you the huge opportunity to take advantage out of that, because if they have no weather clearer, of course the fog will stay on the board, of course the foglets will stay on the board. So an easier time for you, and that's why the deck is currently so strong. So I will now show you the deck a bit in action, show you 2 games with the deck, and after that I hope you are prepared to take the deck on the ladder and have some nice success with it. So Pumpkin Shit was using a similar version on a Smurf account, so on a new account, and he was going from 700 MMR to 4000 MMR in under 17 hours, which is insane. So you can get some really decent results with the deck. I guess he had over 80% win rate or something like that. So let's just check out the deck now on the ladder and see how it's performing for us. Here we go, and for our first game we are facing another monsters user who is running the Unseen Elder. So you can expect that he's running a consume deck, and currently it looks like that monster is again the strongest faction in the game. So currently the 3 highest win rates are achieved with the monsters leader. So we have double Foglets here, we're definitely not interested in keeping those. We have triple Harpies, Asa, the Earth Elemental, Fiend, Triss Butterfly spell, and the YENNEFER. That looks like that we are trying to win then the first round with such an amount of buff that we can drop out here. We have the Harpies then. We are of course dropping the Foglets, get the Water Hack. With the other one we get an immune boost. That is pretty decent. I guess we're just keeping it. So we'll then drop a lot of units here with the Harpies, with the Earth Elementals, with the Foglets. Unfortunately not a single card to get more Foglets out, so no NEKKER warrior, but I guess we're still keeping it. That should be good enough. So we'll then just start here with the Harpy. Let's stop that in the middle. Cannot be sure where we need the Harpy, but for now it's good in the middle. Also starting with the Harpy, unexpected. So how about we'll just give him another harpy. Probably not dropping the Racha, so he's just going for another harpy. Okay, then let's just give him the fog now. Fog is hitting the highest units nowadays for 2, but only 1 unit. So if there are multiple units that have, for example, now 1 damage, 1 life here are not getting damaged, so only 1 is getting damaged. Currently we are already ahead in amount of units on the board, but that is just increasing. I would say we will now, let's see, we are dropping the harpies as well here. And after that we are going for the Triss butterfly. So then all the eggs are getting buffed. After that we are coming for the YENNEFER, which is then buffing everything on the board. Opponent is going into his leader, so he's consuming a bit. Consuming the eggs, which is giving him additional 5 points per egg. And he's spawning some Arachasi on the board, which is helping him if we then go for the YENNEFER. So I'm not sure if we are interested in doing that anymore. So that means right now he has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 units on the board, while we are staying at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 as well. So we're not doing that, we're just stopping the Triss butterfly spell. There is Aranvia, which is picking up the axe. Not too bad. Which is not too bad indeed. So I would say Warthag is pretty cool right now. We will hit the row here. Also, we could also hit the back, but that's not too good. So Warthag is coming, he's picking up the Lazarate, dealing a lot of damage. So he's losing a lot of points here. 43 to 36. And the other units also going down through the fog. And there's a Lazarate on his side as well. You know, just spawning some units here. So if we are going for another fog effect, we are spawning, of course, the foglets back again on the board. So that's probably what we are looking forward to do here. If we go YENNEFER right now, he currently has 4 units. We have 7, so that would be a nice little buff. But I guess we're still going for the Dagon. So there we go. And we are using the foglet in his back row. So he's getting some damage there. The foglets are spawning again. And with that, we are going ahead here by 4 points right now. He has 1 more card to play. So he should be able to overcome us if he's playing an additional card. But the point that we can push here on the board is definitely more than he can do right now. If we just drop the YENNEFER at the moment, that would be so much additional power that he has no chance to overcome us. Going for another Van Warrior, which is just able right now to eat 2 units, so that is not too great for him, and he's still only 1 point ahead. So we have some different options right now. We can just go for the Earth Elemental. We could just go for the Immune Boost here. Just check the graveyard for now. I guess we're going for the Earth Elemental. Keep the units for the next round and wait a bit with the other cards. Another option would be, of course, to just play the Fiend and kill the effect from the Warrior. That would also be an option. If you go YENNEFER, we have won the round, that's for sure. But he's not playing that anything else, most likely. I mean, yeah, let's just kick it off now. So we're then spawning the Unicorn here, which is boosting 2 to each other unit on the board. So it is 72 to 54. And it's just simple that the Warrior alone here is not able to provide that much value for him. So he's consuming 1 next turn, which means he's spawning 1 more Arachas. But that's all in all not strong enough to overcome us in points right now. So you would need some help. And some help could be, for example, a Weather Cleaver, which is then getting rid of the fog. He's going for the Gales. And he's picking up the Regis Higher Vampire, which is then eating one of the top 3 bronze units of our deck. And it will be... what is that? The Earth Elemental, so 6 points on the Regis Higher Vampire. He's still behind. He's spawning 1 more Arachas on the next turn. So that's an additional 3 points. But he's also losing a few points through the fog, so we are still good to go. And I guess we are just stopping the Fiend now, to be honest. Just getting rid of the effect. He's losing points, and that's then probably it. $14 points behind. He's still continuing, apparently. Still thinking about it. But in fact, it might be wise to just pass now. He is continuing with the NEKKER. Alright, so we are still ahead. Still ahead by 5 points. So he needs to invest more cards here. I mean, he could just pass and then keep the value from the NEKKER. Let's just try and drop the Earth Elemental. If he's then passing, we're winning the round. Of course, but he's then keeping the NEKKER for the next one. Chance for him might be a Geralt Igni, but now he's just passing, so he's winning the round. He's losing the round, sorry. And he's keeping the NEKKER then. We are keeping the lesser Earth Elementals for the next round. That's it. But we also have the immune boost, so potentially we could just buff those if we really want. There's the fire elemental and there's another fog. Oh, that's interesting. So we can either try to get... So we're definitely keeping that. If we are just passing now, he's of course winning the round with 1 card advantage. We could on the other hand also try to win this round right now. Play the Foglet, get the Foglets on the board, play the elemental here and play the immune boost. That would be a lot of points. But on the other hand, he's still keeping the NEKKER for the last round, but there's still 1 left in his deck if he has that not in his hand. So I'm not sure if we are trying to do that. He would be down to 5. We are getting 10 on the board, so it is then 14 to 5. The Foglets are giving us more points. If we're not winning this round, then the problem is that we are running maybe out of Foglets and we have no chance to get the Foglets back. I'm not a huge fan of that, so potentially we are not doing that and just passing. It would be a risk here if you're trying to win the round with 1 card less. But a risk we could take because he's spawning the NEKKER on the last round. So it depends on what kind of card we are getting here. There's the NEKKER again, as expected. Getting the Earth Elemental. I'm not a huge fan of the Earth Elemental right now. I guess we're dropping it and hoping to get Gales, for example. Gales is definitely better. He has also replaced 1 card. Need to start now because he took down the second round. There's a Frightener, which might indeed help us quite a bit. That's 10 points on the board. That's another unit we can buff here. Plus he then, if he's using, for example, a Geralt Igni, he would just kill the Frightener, not the Foglets on the board. We will start now with the Fire Elemental. Dealing some damage on the NEKKERs. We're getting more units on the board. And there's the Van Warrior. He's dropping that in the middle. So are we expecting some Arachas here? So far he has played 1. He has played... only played 1, so there's a decent chance that he has another Arachas in his hand right now and hope to get then some value out of the Van Warrior. Which is okay, I guess. So then I'm definitely interested in using the Fog on this row. To deal damage both on the Warriors and on the Arachas that are spawning later. So depending on what he's doing there. It's interesting that he's dropping the Van Warrior first, because that one has an instant consume effect. So if he has Arachas Behemoth in his hand, he might have played this one first. Or he should play this one first. Not sure, maybe he has a secret strategy here, and that's why he needed to play this one right now, before playing anything else. Katakan, consuming 1 more unit out of any of the graveyards. Let's just go for the Gales now. We are finding the Woodland Spirit, which is cool, and we are finding the Commander Thorn. The Commander Thorn gives us more points here, right now. But the Woodland Spirit is also a cool card, but I would say we're going for the Commander Thorn. Let's just buff the front row here. Getting a lot of points there, so we have 44 to 20 points. Van Warrior is losing more points here. We still have 1 more boost card. We're using the boost card here not on the Foglets, because if he's getting rid of the Fog somehow, which is not looking like he can do that, then the Foglets are getting back into the graveyard. So we are buffing then the front row, which has already a lot of points, but definitely helping us. Katakan. Well, it is not looking like he can overcome us in points, so let's just drop the immune boost. The thing is, he can still play... Geralt Igni. So if we're buffing the Frightener, we're just giving him more points. On the other hand, if the last cards are Geralt Igni and a SCORCH, for example, which is unlikely but could be, and we are then buffing these units as well, So then he's killing the Frightener and he's killing all these units. So I would say we will just try to buff the Frightener and 2 of the other units. So we would lose 17 points if he has a Gewaltig. Going for the Spores. So then the Frightener is going down to the base strength. 7 now. Also it's 10 minus the 3. And Gravehag. 23 cards left. He cannot do that because there are also some spells in his graveyard. There we go. Oh man. Oh, he got the buff on the NEKKER as well. So the round is ending in a tie, unfortunately. Alright, so our next opponent is running a Scoia'tael. Here we need to be careful because Scoia'tael is definitely one of the classes that is still running a lot of first lights. That could be painful for our deck. We have double NEKKER warriors, we have Earth Elemental Gales, Woodland Spirit. Harpy is a decoy. Do we need the decoy here? We might even play another NEKKER warrior, right? That might be good. Immune boost and 1 fog. So we'll just keep the hand. That is already pretty cool. And unfortunately we have to start. So if we have to start, we are then just starting with the Harpy here. Get some points on the board. The eggs are giving us points for the next round. Like that. And what are you playing? So the Dragoon is there. That means I really like to just drop a fog there. Spawning the FOGLETS, we will then play the NEKKER warriors twice and maybe even through the 3rd time.
They can hide, but there's no escape.
More FOGLETS in our deck. And his Right-headed Dragoon is just dying next turn if he's not doing anything against that. Well, there's another one. So let's just keep on dropping more NEKKER warriors. We have no more FOGLETS even in the deck. There's Scoia'tael. So he's looking forward to get that back later. Scoia'tael is, after the round, is getting back into his deck and strengthened by 3. So if he's drawing a lot of cards, he can play Scoia'tael multiple times in a game, and that is just getting stronger and stronger. Definitely pretty good card for him. So the thing is, we're just carrying over here. Can do so. Can play the Harpy. So we can just carry over more points. We also have the Earth Elemental. Wow. Triple Dragoons. That is pretty sick. So let's drop the Earth Elemental. Currently we are ahead for this round. And we're keeping points for the next round. The thing is, the Dragoons are each turn buffing a loyal unit in his hand by 1. So because of the Dragoons are already pretty long on the board, there will be a lot of points. He just used a Lacerate. And with that, he have killed a lot of the Hex. And the Leather Earth Elementals are spawning because one of the Harpies was getting beneath the Earth Elemental. So that's why we have now the 4 points additionally on the board. Still 12 points ahead. So how about we will just go for the Immune Boost. We're buffing, let's just buff the 3. We have 9, 6 and 5 there. It's down to 21, we had 44. I mean, depending on what these units are buffing, might have 1 card in his hand that is pretty huge, but he's now just passing, so we will then also just pass. He has 1 card advantage. We're keeping 4 points on the board. There is a Scorch, which is very good right now. If he has 1 single card that was buffed hugely. We are not keeping the decoy now. Just replace that. We get a Fiend. Yeah, that's definitely better. So I'm not even sure if we want to play something else here. If you just keep our cards at the moment. So he needs to play 1 more card. Then we are even. 6-6. He needs to start the last round. That sounds like an idea. So let's just pass here. He's obviously looking for the card that is giving him more than 4 points, but still has the least amount of points that he needs. So Elf Mercenary with the Rally effect. Another card, which is then the Dolblathana Trapper, which would kill the Leather Earth Elementals, but don't care for that right now, right? So it is 6-6. And we just got another decoy. This time with the Fiend. Might keep that. Thing is, we also have a Scorch. That is a lot of destruction and get removal on points. Let's just do that. Could be good.
Everything all right?
Another elf mercenary, he's probably using another rally effect. Getting another unit on the board, which is another elf mercenary. With that he's getting another rally effect. Still one, there's it. And that's another Dolbathana archer. And now the trap here. It's not finding anything. Let's go for the fireball trap in the front. That means we are not interested in playing the Woodland Spirit, otherwise we are spawning rapid wolves. So what we are going forward is we are going for the Dagon here. And we are spawning the Foglet in the middle row. So the trap is not hitting anything. We have now a lot of points from the Foglets on the board. We still need to be careful when we are going to use the boost here. And there's a villain Triton that is killing the highest unit, which is right now the Dolbathana. That is getting damaged. So where is the unit that he was buffing? Still in his hand, right? Still in his hand. What are we doing now? And the Woodland Spirit, we probably need the fog for later if he's getting rid of that. Are we just stopping the Gales? Let's see what the Gales is bringing us. There's a Triss Butterfly and the Commander's on, so we're going for the Triss Butterfly.
I'll do what I can.
Which is then buffing all the Foglets right now. But if he's then not playing anything, he's of course killing the Foglets here. We can then respawn the Foglets, which is not a problem. So Siri Dash. Siri Dash is good. So on the other hand, we could of course use the Moon Boost here. That would just kill a specific amount of Foglets. Not kill every Foglet. But we could also keep our immune boost for when later, when we get the Foglets again on the board. But if we're doing that, what should we do right now? That is a question. That's a question that we have to ask ourselves. Because we cannot do that much. We need the fog here from the Woodland Spirit if he's getting rid of the fog on his side. So I guess we have to play that here. Go for the Moon Boost. There's the Shiro, which gives him another Scorch. So it looks like the Scorch that we have in our hand is not really that useful. So man, the Villain Triton is killing the Foglets here. Then he has a Scorch that will kill the next amount of Foglets. He can still use the first light with his leader. The man is probably bad. Everything is bad right now. Cannot do that much. Now let's just drop the Fiend, man. So let's just hit the Elf Mercenary here. So these are all going down. Oh, is he dropping the leader? Should wait for that. If he's going for the leader, then he has no chance to get rid of the fog. So that should be his last move. But he's thinking about it. So he has one Scorch in his hand and one unknown card, which will be then potentially the unit that was getting buffed earlier. Because we have not seen a buffed unit so far. So he's going for the first light. Clear in the sky. Foglets are down. Which means we will then just drop, of course. Of course we're dropping then the Woodland Spirit. Getting that in the back. Spawning then the Wolves. We are spawning the Foglets here. The Elf Mercenary is going down. He is still 1 point ahead. So he has a Scorch. If he's using the Scorch, he will kill the Fiend. There we go. That means the last unit here is probably a big one, and we are just killing that with Scorch. We are now just using the Foglet here with the decoy. Doesn't really matter what we are doing with that. Just get that here. 5 points. So he's then dropping a huge unit, potentially. There we go. And with that, we're just using the Scorch and winning the game. And that is GG. Taking down the Scoia'tael with a little Scorch in the end.